and this time we are in the shed like last time, but this time rather than sitting on a bucket, I'm sitting on you can't see it. I'm sitting on a cooler because the bucket was too uncomfortable last time. So I have 5 tips for you on summer reading and kind of just how to make it like easier, I guess. So I got summer reading and I realized, wow, I'm like excited to read this summer. But I realized that like most kids are not excited to read or excited about summer reading. So I have a little list here and I'm just going to go through it. But before that, I want to show you what books I have been assigned to read. So the first one is The Jungle by Upton Sinclair, which honestly, I'm kind of excited about reading this, I'm not gonna lie, because everyone I talk to says it's a classic, it's so good. Yeah, so excited about that. And then the next one is Fast Food Nation, which I started reading, but I didn't finish reading a while ago, so it's like something that I would read. So we're just gonna get on to the tips really quick. I want to get this done quick so I can get it up before people start their summer reading. So the first tip is that if given the choice, pick a book that you would normally read. So like sometimes they would be like, a teacher would be like, oh, just pick a book off of my like classroom library, you know how they have classroom libraries. They would be like, oh, just pick a book off my classroom library. Rather than just being like, oh, whatever, I don't even... Actually go through and pick a book that you would like reading. If you don't like reading, you can probably find a book that you like. Discover your reading style. So, like, I know some people like to highlight when they read. Some people like to add sticky notes. Some people like to write, like, in the margins. Myself, I like to just read. Like, I just like to sit, read, no distractions. If I try to highlight when I read, like, it doesn't work. I like don't understand the information. So understand how your brain operates when you're reading and how you, basically what your style is and stuff like that. Keep the book with you all the time. So I know that this might be really hard for guys because unless it's like a small one that you can fit in your back pocket, it's, I don't know, not cool to have a book or whatever. But for girls, just like keep it in your purse, keep it in your backpack, keep it in whatever. I know I have so much summer homework over the summer that I just keep a backpack with me during the summer also. In any time when you would normally be like scrolling through Facebook on your phone or whatever, just have your book with you and read. That way it's not a nuisance, it's just, I don't know. And it also makes it like less of a chore because you're like, I have some time to kill. Let's do this. So before, like if you're required to take notes or you just want to take notes to get a better understanding of the book, at least I know that this works for me, and again, this might just be my style, I'm not sure. But before you read the book, like understand how you're going to take your notes and how they're going to be or whatever, and then just read like a big section of the book and then take notes on it. So I know some people try to like take notes while they're reading, and I just can't do that personally. So I will like set up my notes, so I'll make like a T chart and set up how I'm going to do my notes. And then what I do is I read like a whole section, like 5 chapters or something. Like I read a full section, and then once I've read that section, because I haven't had any distractions or anything, I've comprehended it well. So then I go back and I just like skim through and take notes on what I need to know. This one is also super important. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with the amount of time that it will take you to read this book. So if you're like, oh yeah, I can read like a book in like 3 days. Be honest with yourself. Is it gonna be a book that is, how many pages? Is it gonna be a book that's 400 pages long? Because if it is, it's probably gonna take you more than 3 days. Like, be honest with yourself. I know, at least for myself, if it's a book that I don't like reading, I'm probably going to take like a month to read it because I have other books going that I do want to read. So be honest with yourself and just don't procrastinate. Just be honest with yourself and be like, this is how long it's going to take me. I'm going to start now. And honestly, it won't be as much of a chore when you have it with you all the time. So I have a bonus one for you because I had too many tips than I could even handle because I just love summer reading. So the bonus tip is this isn't really a tip, but your teacher wants you to do well. So I know, at least my teacher gave us one historical book that we like should know, and just as a junior you should have read, and then one book that we would like reading but would also relate to our everyday lives and stuff like that. So I know, like, just understand your teacher. Some teachers, like my teacher this year, she really wanted us to read like age relevant stuff, like new stuff. We watched movies with it. It was very modern style. I don't know. And then my teacher 2 years ago, he was a great teacher. He was like my favorite, but he made us read books that were very like historical and like American classics and that kind of stuff. So that was harder to read because it was older, but once I got to the end of it, I'm like, oh my god, I'm so glad that I read this. And then, because everyone else was required to read it in high school, I could talk to them about it. So just know your teacher and kind of what they expect out of you. Yeah, so those are my tips for summer reading this summer. I really hope that you guys enjoy your summer reading and get through your summer homework well. And I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye!